In the world of content creation, the algorithm is a term that's often thrown around with a mix of fear and frustration. It's frequently used as an excuse for why certain creators aren't growing as fast as they'd like. In today's video, we're going to flip that narrative and show you how to turn the algorithm into a powerful tool that can skyrocket the growth of your content on all the major platforms. So what exactly is the algorithm? It's essentially the brain behind social media platforms that decides which content gets shown to the viewers. This algorithmic system operates similarly across all of the major platforms with the primary goal of keeping users engaged and spending more time on the platform. The better the content that the algorithm recommends to its viewers, the more likely users double or even triple the amount of time they spend on the app. By studying what individual users watch, like, comment on, and share with friends, the algorithm has an overwhelming amount of data on each and every viewer on the platform, meaning they're able to predict with extremely high accuracy what specific content to recommend to specific people based on their tendencies. Our job is to learn what the algorithm cares about and optimize our content to fall in line with those priorities, and when we do that, it will recommend our content to our ideal audience and we'll have a viral video. Now, contrary to popular belief, the number one thing the algorithms prioritize is not likes, comments, or shares. Instead, and this is extremely important to always remember, the algorithm primarily cares about watch time. When a viewer watches a video for a significant portion of its duration or even re-watches it, that signals to the algorithm that the content is engaging and worth promoting to a wider audience. And this right here is what we're going to spend the majority of this program focusing on. How do we hook the viewer to watch in the first place, and then how do we retain them to watch our entire video or re-watch it? Now, why does watch time matter so much? Well, it all comes down to the platform's bottom line. The platforms like TikTok or Instagram, they all make their revenue from ads, and the content with higher watch times means more time spent on the platform, resulting in more ad views, which translates to higher profits for the platforms. While engagement metrics like likes and comments are still important and considered by the algorithm, they don't directly contribute to the platform's financial success in the same way that watch time does. Also, keep in mind, most social media users are passive viewers. Only 10 to 30% of total viewers of a video will hit that like, comment, or share button. So realistically, the watch time is the truest measurement of the actual draw a piece of content has. Now, when we say watch time, it's not just the total amount of time your content was able to accrue, but instead the average watch percentage of your video. Did they watch 30 seconds of your 1 minute video, which would be a 50% watch time, or did they watch the full 1 minute? The algorithm looks at 100% watch time as an extremely successful video. The only reason the viewer continued scrolling is because the video literally ended, whereas a video with 20 or 50% watch time, that viewer continued scrolling likely because they got bored, and it's boredom that eventually causes viewers to exit the app, which is not what the platforms want. So they design their algorithm to focus on this metric extremely closely, and they reward those who hit it out of the park with insane exposure and views. Now, let's address the common question. Well, if watch time is so important, what's the best length for our content? Now, there is no single best video length. Instead, I'd have to say the best length is the longest your video can be, where it's still optimized for as close to 100% watch time as possible. When the algorithm sees that, they will blast your content out to huge numbers of people that don't follow you. Okay, so now you know what the algorithm cares about. What does it actually look like when we post? How does the recommendation system work? Let's walk through a specific example using a brand new electronic music account. So we've got 0 followers here, and we're about to post our first Instagram reel. And remember, this process works the same on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, all that stuff. As soon as we hit post, the algorithm will start analyzing our video, the caption, any hashtags we used, all aspects of it, and it will recommend this video to a very small subset of accounts on the platform that it believes show a tendency to like the style of content that we just posted. So if you uploaded a reel about fishing, for example, the algorithm will see that and recommend your reel to a very small community of creators who tend to like fishing content. This is testing phase number 1. If these few accounts our content gets shown to get hooked and watch a higher percentage of our video, the algorithm looks at that as extremely favorable. It will then graduate this video into testing phase number 2, where it finds a larger subset of accounts that again tend to like this style of content. Again, if this new subset also shows positive watch percentage, the testing process continues, recommending our video to larger and broader audiences. It's a chain reaction series of events that can literally result in a multiple million view video on a brand new account. Now, on the flip side, if our video has a terrible hook, it's not optimized for watch time, and no one stops and watches in the first round of testing, that video is likely dead in its tracks. Why would the algorithm continue recommending this video when they have thousands of other successful posts that they could serve viewers, or even other new posts that are in need of testing? This is why hooking our viewers and optimizing for watch time is so freaking important. If you can't do those two things, your post will be seen by no one. And don't worry, by the end of this course, you will be a master at the psychology of stopping people in their tracks and keeping them retained throughout your entire video. This also brings us to one of the most important mindset shifts that you need to make as a relatively new, undiscovered creator. In order to succeed, you need to hook and retain complete strangers on the internet, people who do not know, like, or even care about you. To do this, the content needs to be 100% focused on how you can provide value to complete strangers on the internet. There might be things you care about so much and you want to include them in your content, but if the viewer won't care as much about it as you do, it won't serve the overarching goal of getting your content recommended to larger audiences. In Hollywood, people refer to this as killing your darlings, and here's a really good example with one of my favorite people, Ryan Reynolds. In his movie Deadpool and Wolverine, they spent a good chunk of time and money filming and editing a scene that featured a cameo of Ryan's best friend, fellow actor, and co-owner of their European soccer team, Wrexham AFC, Rob McElhenney. Now, if you've ever watched the movie, you'll notice that there is no cameo of Rob in the final edit. This is because Ryan realized that even though he and Rob loved the scene, it didn't serve a valuable enough purpose to the audience, so unfortunately, they had to make the tough decision to cut the scene. Imagine how hard that was for Ryan cutting out his best friend from his movie. This has to apply to your content as well. You might have things you really want to talk about or show in your content, but if strangers on the internet won't care about it, you have to kill your darlings. There's a time and place for passion projects, but when the goal is growth and using the algorithm to your advantage, that time is not right now. Other than that, you are now an expert at the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.